You do not need anything outside of you to tell you who you are or to tell you what you have. Hey y'all, it is the goddess aka Divinity Goddess checking the FN, and I hope y'all are having a divine day. Now, I'm excited to make this video because I actually came across a really cool technique called the ladder technique by Neville Goddard. I have been studying Neville Goddard for years and I never heard of this technique, so I started to do more research about it and I thought it was really cool, and I wanted to actually share with you guys what the technique is. Now, if you do not know who Neville Goddard is, he is a well-known metaphysical teacher, kind of like one of the fathers of metaphysical sciences, and he was able to break down metaphysics in a way that we could understand. He also connected it to the Bible, you know, basically alluding that the Bible was more allegorical and more psychological than literal. You know what I mean? So basically, in the ladder technique, he instructed his students to imagine that they were climbing a ladder. He wanted them to know what it felt like, you know, imagine feeling and gripping the side of the ladder as you go up the ladder. Like, imagine climbing a ladder right before you go to sleep and continue to repeat that visualization in your imagination and feel as if you are actually truly climbing a ladder. And then he asked them to write down, I will not climb a ladder, I will not climb a ladder. He wanted them to write it down, put it everywhere so that they could always see that affirmation of I will not climb a ladder. Now, he asked them to do this for 3 nights in a row. He wanted them to visualize at night in a state akin to sleep themselves climbing a ladder and actually believing they were climbing a ladder. But at the same time, he also wanted them to write down the affirmation, I will not climb a ladder, I will not climb a ladder. And he also wanted them to truly believe that they were not going to climb a ladder. Now, where I was confused was I was trying to figure out, well, why is he having them write or affirm I will not climb a ladder and believe that, but he's also having them visualize at night that they're climbing a ladder? But little did I know there was a method to his madness. So when you are writing I will not climb a ladder, I will not climb a ladder, you are then affirming that you're not going to do that thing, but that is also allowing you to detach from the outcome of actually climbing a ladder. So like I mentioned, he wanted them to visualize and imagine that they were climbing a ladder in the state akin to sleep right before they went to sleep and dozed off, but he wanted them to affirm that they were not climbing the ladder. So if you know anything about manifestation, you know that your manifestation is not going to come to you when you are closely attached to it. We know that when you are manifesting and you have an attachment to your manifestation and you're so attached to the outcome, you are not creating space for the universe to actually bring it into your physical experience. So what you have to do, right, the way that you participate in the manifestation is to desire it, to imagine that you already have it, and then to let it go. When you loosen your grip and you let it go, you then create space for the universe to bring it into your physical experience. So even though they were imagining that they were climbing a ladder, by them affirming that they will not climb a ladder, they were detaching from this idea of them climbing a ladder, which helped them to loosen their grip and to let go. So by the end of that experiment, they were able to climb a ladder. And anybody who actually climbed the ladder was told to go to a class with Neville. The people showed up and he basically did that experiment because he wanted to show them, one, that they are the creators of their reality, but he also wanted to show them how powerful their manifestation abilities were, and more specifically, how powerful their imagination is. Okay? Because even though you are affirming that you will not climb a ladder, that was to help them detach from this idea of them climbing a ladder, so they weren't thinking about if a ladder was going to appear in their physical experience. But as they were visualizing and feeling as if they were climbing a ladder, their subconscious mind still created a reality where they experienced themselves climbing a ladder. So that goes to show that not only is your imagination a very powerful tool that you get up and go to bed with every single night, that a lot of people are not using to their advantage, but also that you are a creator of your reality. And none of the people who imagined climbing a ladder in a state of kin to sleep were trying to figure out how that ladder was going to be climbed. They simply left it up to the universe, left it up to their subconscious mind, left it up to the God within, but yet all of them found themselves climbing a ladder. And that just goes to show that you don't need to know how anything is going to happen. You just need to live in the end and affirm that it is going to happen. If you can see it in here, that means that it is the true reality. What you see outside of you is simply a manifestation of what exists in you. So if you are feeling the emotions of having the things that you want, then you don't have to put your energy into how, because when you put your energy into how it's going to happen, then you are reinforcing this idea that I do not have. But when you are living in the end, you do not need to figure out how, because it's already done. okay? And so that's also a great tool to help you gauge where you are in relationship to your manifestation. If you are looking outside of yourself to see if it's here, you are not connected to that manifestation. You do not have that manifestation, okay? So that means you need to redirect your focus into your imagination and operate and feel the emotions that are associated with having what you are trying to manifest, because it is not outside of you. What you see outside of you is a manifestation of what exists internally. So when you take your energy off of what is outside of you and you redirect it towards what's inside of you, and you make your imagination the true reality to the point where you don't need it outside of you to show you that you have it, is exactly the moment when you will manifest it, because you do not need anything outside of you to tell you who you are or to tell you what you have. You get to decide what you have. You get to write the story. You get to tell yourself what kind of life you want to live, and it starts with using your imagination in order to do so. But a lot of people are not utilizing their imagination, and a lot of people are moving in and out of the old story and the new story, and that is normal. But you have to understand that the life that you want to create is not outside of you. It is inside of you. And once you focus on living in the end and using your powerful gift of imagination, something that God has given all of us to literally create what we want, you're going to manifest your desires that much faster. So I decided to try this experiment out. It only lasted one day because I was not consistent with it. But something that I noticed in imagining myself climbing a ladder is the next day I was hearing this woman talk about a ladder, which just shows me if I would have continued to imagine myself climbing a ladder and feeling the feelings associated with climbing a ladder, I would know that within a few days or a week or two, I would have climbed a ladder, because that is how powerful our imagination is. So I think that is so cool. And I actually want y'all to try this out. If you have the time, if you're interested in this experiment, try out this experiment. Let me know how it goes, because I am so intrigued to see how it shows up in your physical experience, right? And I think the coolest thing in the whole experiment is realizing that none of them tried to plan out how they were going to climb a ladder. They were able to magnetize that experience to them just off of their imagination alone. That is insane. If that does not show you how powerful you are, I don't know what will. And think about this. If those people could experiment and manifest climbing a ladder in their physical experience, think about how much money they could manifest in their physical experience. Think about how many amazing desires they can manifest in their physical experience simply because they imagined and believed that it was so, regardless of what their outside reality was showing them. Y'all, we are literally God made in the flesh. Literally. And this is such a powerful time for people to step into their power and know who they are as spiritual beings. And the most powerful tool that you have, most people do not use, and that is your imagination. And I do not want you all to go through your life wasting your time thinking, woe is me and nothing is working out for me, when you are not utilizing the tools that God has given you to create the life that you want for yourself. Nobody is going to save you but yourself. Nobody can go into your imagination and make you think thoughts that are actually going to serve the reality that you want to live. Only you can do that. But you have the power to do that. All you have to do is be able to conquer your mind and use your imagination for what it was given to you for, so that you can manifest the life that you want. I love y'all to life. I'm wishing you the absolute best in your healing journeys. Let me know in the comments below if you actually try this experiment out, because I would love to know how it manifests in your physical experience. I love you. I love you. I love you. This is the Goddess Signing That Out, and I will talk to you soon.